Now let's look at another method you can use to fill scores quickly. Sometimes you may want to enter the same score for most or all of your students. For example, suppose you had asked your AP biology students to bring in a current news story about cell or molecular biology and present it to the class. Students earned 5 points for this assignment. If most or all of your students earned 5 points, it would be faster for you to fill in all the scores at once and then change any exceptions. Another way you can use fill scores is if you've already entered scores for individual students, you can fill the scores for the remaining students who have no score. Let's take a look at how the fill scores function works. You can open the Fill Scores window either by selecting it from the Tools menu or by right-clicking a student's score field on the score sheet and selecting Fill Scores from the menu that appears. On the Fill Assignment Scores window, first decide whether you want to fill only score fields with no score or replace all existing scores. In the homework example, no scores have been entered yet, so use the default setting and fill items with no score. Next, select an indicator that may apply to all of the students' scores, or just fill in a score. For example, after you collect an assignment, you may want to fill the scores with the collected score indicator. Then, after you have graded the assignment, you can fill in a score. To fill an assignment column with a collected indicator, you need to check two boxes. First, check the one on the left, and then check the box on the right of the word collected. The box on the left turns on the indicator. If you check only that box, but do not also check the collected box on the right, any collected scores in the assignment column will be cleared away. Other existing scores or indicators, like missing, will not be affected. You can also use the fill strategy with comments. For example, you may want to add a comment for all students, praising them for their hard work on a class project. Remember, parents and administrators can read comments. The comment bank on the Fill Assignment Scores window functions in the same way it does on the Score Inspector. Select the comment or comments to be added. Once you've chosen the comments, click Insert Selected, then click OK. Notice that all of the students' score fields for the news article assignment have two icons now. The green checkmark indicates that the assignment has been collected, while the blue C icon indicates that you have added a comment. Typically, you won't give every student the same comment. After using the Fill Assignment Scores function, make sure to change scores for students whose work warrants a different response. For example, if you have filled in scores to indicate that the assignment was collected, but two students, such as Kendra Faulkner and Jamal Potter, did not turn it in, you'll want to modify their scores to indicate the assignment is missing instead. We'll guide you through the activity. Follow along and try each step as it's described. First, remove the collected indicator by right-clicking in the student's score field. Right-click in Kendra Faulkner's score field. Next, select Collected from the menu. Then, right-click in Kendra's score field again. Select Missing to add the missing indicator. Now change Jamal Potter's collected indicator to Missing. Right-click in Jamal Potter's score field. Next, select Collected from the menu. Then, right-click in Jamal's score field again. Select Missing to add the missing indicator. You have finished modifying the exceptions, so click Save. Once you have graded the assignment, and if applicable, collected any missing assignments, you can return to the score sheet and fill scores for the rest of your students. To fill scores, start by right-clicking in any student's score field. Right-click J.C. Alred's score field. Then select Fill Scores. Next, use the Fill Assignment Scores window to fill a score for all of your students. To fill a score, check Score. Then, enter a score that corresponds to the score type associated with the assignment. In this example, the news article assignment is worth 5 points, so enter 5 in the score field and press Tab. Then click OK to fill the scores. You can see that the Fill Scores function gives you the ability to choose which items to mass fill, while leaving all other data untouched. In this example, the comments you added previously for all of your students have been retained along with the score you entered. Now that you've filled the scores and made modifications, click Save. This concludes the guided activity.